Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera, salam UiTM di hatiku. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, syukur kita kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala kerana dengan atas limpah dan kurnianya dapat juga kita bersama-sama di dalam platform ini walaupun secara atas talian bagi mendengar taklimat MUET. Sebelum kita memulakan taklimat ini, marilah kita mulakannya dengan Al-Fatihah.
Alhamdulillah. Iya.
Amin amin ya rabbal alamin.
Belum.
Pertama sekali saya ucapkan selamat datang ke Pusat Asasi. Syabas dan tahniah diucapkan kepada anda semua kerana telah diterima di Pusat Asasi UiTM. Tempat yang kita akan berkongsi ilmu dan memulakan lembaran baharu untuk kita semua. Terima kasih tidak terhingga ditujukannya kepada ibu bapa, keluarga dan semua guru yang telah menyokong, mendoakan dan berkorban masa, tenaga serta wang ringgit untuk menyaksikan anda berada di sini hari ini. Para pelajar yang dikasihi sekalian, pada pagi ini para pelajar semua akan diberi taklimat MUET oleh Dr. Muhamad Izzat bin Rahim selaku penyelaras MUET dan saya Siti Nurtini binti Muhammad Najib selaku moderator anda untuk hari ini. Saya juga ingin merakamkan jutaan terima kasih kepada Dr. Izzat yang sudi menyampaikan taklimat pada pagi ini. Sebelum saya serahkan sesi kepada Dr. Izzat, ingatan mesra buat semua pelajar, minta jaga etika penulisan di ruangan chat, pastikan mesej anda sopan dan jelas sepanjang program berlangsung. Dan link kehadiran akan dikongsi selepas sesi tamat. Jangan lupa guna akaun Gmail UiTM anda sahaja. Baiklah, sekarang dengan segala hormatnya, saya menjemput Dr. Muhammad Izzat bin Rahim untuk meneruskan sesi taklimat MUET kita. Silakan Dr. Izzat.
Baik, terima kasih Puan Dini ya. Okey, baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Saya ucapkan kepada semua pelajar-pelajar baharu Pusat Asasi UiTM. Tahniah para pelajar semua. Anda telah terpilih untuk meneruskan pembelajaran di Pusat Asasi. Jadi untuk pagi ini saya, Dr. Izzat akan memberi sedikit taklimatlah penerangan berkenaan dengan Malaysian University English Test, MUET. Okey. Izinkan saya untuk menyampaikan taklimat ni dalam bahasa Inggeris ya. Okey, baik. Mari kita bermula. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, dear students. Today we are going to take a look at few things on MUET, Malaysian University English Test. We are going to take a look at the overview. We are going to take a look at the MUET calendar, and then we are going to take a look at the overall score and band, how will you score, how you be rated for MUET, and lastly, we are going to discuss about MUET at Pusat Asasi. Okay, and should you have any question during the briefing, you may ask the question via the chat box, So, Puan Dini can help me to read it out and I try my best to answer it. Okay, now, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at MUET overview firstly. All right, so basically, what is MUET? MUET is the abbreviation for Malaysian University English Test. First and foremost, you need to understand that MUET is administered by Malaysian Examination Council, right? The MPM, all right? Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. This is not a test administered by UiTM, by the university. It is by Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. So, the purpose of it is to measure the English language proficiency of candidates intending to pursue their first degree studies. Now, this is the key. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who plan to pursue their first degrees in Malaysian University, you must have this MUET certificate before you apply for the bachelor's degree program. Okay, so that is the importance of MUET, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so for those of you who plan after your Asasi stay, right, you want to pursue your first degree, your bachelor's degree in Malaysian university, be it in UiTM or in any other public university, you must have this MUET certificate. Okay, and MUET also helps the institution, which means the university, to determine students' readiness to undertake academic courses at local universities. Meaning to say that, ladies and gentlemen, when you take MUET, it will show you the level of the students, all right, to function in academia. You know, when you go for your bachelor's degree, most of the codes, most of the subject will be taught in English language. All right. So therefore, the students are expected to be able to speak well, to listen well, read and write proficiently, so that you can survive, so that you can excel in academic world. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, you must meet up to certain band so that the university knows that you may survive in university. All right, so that is MUET, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, once again, I would like to repeat, this is a certification, a test for those of you who would like to pursue their first degree studies in Malaysian universities. So if you were to ask me, sir, I don't plan to pursue my first degree in Malaysian university. I would like to go abroad, let's say in the UK, in the United States, right? So MUET is not for you, because there will be other tests for it, other English tests for it, right? Like IELTS and TOEFL. But for this one, MUET is for Malaysian, yeah, Malaysian university. So I hope you are clear with it. Now, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, hope you can see the one in red. So for MUET, basically the test, yeah, it tests 4 language skills, 4 essential skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Yep, there will be 4 papers, there will be 4 skills tested in this one. All right, so we have the input process of listening and reading. Okay, and then we also have an output processes like speaking and writing. So all 4 skills will be tested during your MUET. Okay, MUET. So ladies and gentlemen, this is to, like I said before, to ensure the students, they can do well when it comes to English language. For instance, for some, they can listen very well, but they could not really speak well, you see. So for this kind of students, you need to work hard on it, because in university later, when you do your first degree, when you do your bachelor's degree, you need to do, for example, presentation, you need to do group discussion, you need to talk to a lot of people, to your peers, to your lecturers. All right, so therefore, listening, speaking, reading and writing, these are the 4 essential language skills. Okay, so if you excel in all of these 4, inshallah, your MUET, you will get good band, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit about the score. All right, the full mark for MUET, yeah, for all 4 papers will be 360. All right, and you will be given band. Okay, you will not be graded as A, B, C, or D. This one we are going to give you band. Band 1 being the lowest, and band 5 plus being the highest. All right. In many bachelor's degree program or courses, yeah, students are expected to get at least, yeah, band 3. For instance, if you were to apply to, let's say, bachelor's degree in law, in science and all right, there are certain band that you must achieve. Like law, for instance, you must achieve band 4. All right, band 4, right, so that you are qualified to pursue your bachelor's degree in law. All right, so my advice is, ladies and gentlemen, plan ahead, right? Make sure that you know which program that you would like to pursue later on, and get to know their band requirement, MUET band requirement, because for each program they have different MUET band requirement. Some programs require 3, some programs require 4 or even 5 or 5 plus even. Yeah, so please plan ahead, talk to your content lecturers, all right? Go to the internet, do some research, okay? So that you know at which band should you achieve when it comes to MUET. Okay, now candidates receive a result certificate upon completing all 4 components. Once you are done with the test, all right, when the result is out, you will be given a certificate. All right, you will be given a certificate. So that certificate will be used for you to apply for your bachelor's degree program. Remember, like I said before, it is for bachelor's degree program and for Malaysian university. So if your plan is that you must have this certificate, you must show that you have it before you apply for the bachelor's degree program. That is the importance of MUET. Right, so far so good, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, moving forward. Now, let's take a look at this one. This one will be the paper, right? Like I said before, there will be 4 tests altogether. 800/1 over here. The first paper will be listening, and then we have the speaking paper, the reading, and then the writing. Let's take a look at the duration. For the listening test, ladies and gentlemen, you need to sit down for 50 minutes in order for you to do this listening test. Okay, so 50 minutes for the listening test, and the score would be 90. The score would be 90. For speaking, yeah, the duration will be 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I will explain the breakdown of each of these paper later, yeah, what you need to do during the test and whatnot, all right? But for now, let's take a look at this brief information firstly. Yeah, for speaking, it will be 30 minutes. And yeah, the score is the same, 90. For your reading paper, you will be given 75 minutes. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. This one, the score also will be 90, and lastly will be writing 75 minutes. All right, and the maximum score also 90. So as you can see over here, ladies and gentlemen, each of the paper carry the same weightage. 90 marks, 90 marks, 90 marks, 90 marks. Meaning to say that, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, you must score in every paper so that you can get good scores for MUET. Then you can reach maybe band 4, 5, or even 5 plus, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so starting 2021, the new syllabus of MUET, they put same weightage on the every test that there are in MUET. All right, prior to 2021, there are different weightage. For instance, reading carries more weightage as compared to listening, but this time around they put it the same weightage, 90%, not 90%, 90 marks, 90 marks, 90 marks, and 90 marks, ladies and gentlemen. So the full marks will be 360. So the band, the marks, will be calculated based on these 4 tests. Yeah, these 4 tests, and then they will calculate it, the cumulative of it, only then they will assign you the band, right? Sorry. Now, let's take a look at this one, ladies and gentlemen, MUET calendar, okay? Basically, the regular sitting for MUET, yeah, MPM decide that there are basically 3 sittings for the regular sitting for MUET every year. We call them as sesi 1, sesi 2, dan sesi 3. Sesi 1, sesi 2, dan sesi 3. So for every year, Majlis Perperiksaan Malaysia will release this MUET calendar. You may take a look at it on their websites, all right? You can search for it, all right? And they will list out the dates, the important dates for sesi 1, sesi 2, and sesi 3. And as you can see over here, they have a few items over here, like for instance, pendaftaran dibuka, pendaftaran ditutup, and then ujian lisan, which will be the speaking test, and then ujian bertulis, reading, writing, and listening. Reading, writing, and listening. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, ujian lisan, the speaking test, will be conducted on its own, meaning to say that there's only one test, all right, for speaking. But when we compare to the other tests, ujian bertulis, reading, writing, and listening, it will be conducted on the same day. All right. So basically, if you were to register for MUET, you will have to attend the test for 2 days. 2 days. 2 days mean 1 day for speaking, another day will be for reading, writing, and listening. Reading, writing, and listening. All right. So that's how MUET is usually administered. Right. And as you can see, sesi 1 is usually conducted at the very beginning of the year in in April. The registration closes in January, and then it was conducted in April, back in April. Sesi 2 will be in the middle of the year, this one, and sesi 3 will usually be conducted towards the end of the year. So this one will be for the regular sitting. Ladies and gentlemen. Moving forward, there is also another option nowadays, what we call MOD, MUET on demand. MUET on demand. For MUET on demand, ladies and gentlemen, there are a few differences in it, but first I would like to show you the calendar. So for the MOD, MUET on demand, yeah, as you can see on this one, the calendar, usually it is administered 1 or 2 times per month. All right, that is why it is called on demand, because you can sit for MUET at any given month over here. Like January, there are 2 sessions of it, February 2 session, March, April, May, as you can see, up until December over there. When we compare it to the normal sitting of MUET, yeah, definitely MOD have more sittings over here, because it is administered at least 1 or 2 times every month, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so there are 2 types of MUET nowadays. One will be the regular sitting, where you register and then you go for sesi 1, sesi 2, or sesi 3. But there is also another option, which will be MOD, MUET on demand, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's take a look at the difference between MUET, the regular sitting, and MOD. Now, I would like for you to understand that at the end of the day, MUET or MOD, you still get the MUET certification, you will still be assigned the band, you still will be eligible to pursue your bachelor's degree program in Malaysian University. But the differences falls under these items, everybody. Yeah. Number 1, the frequency. For MUET regular sitting, like we have seen before, it will be 3 times per year. Meaning to say that annually there will only be 3 sittings. Yeah. Sesi 1, sesi 2, and sesi 3. But for MOD, like we have seen it before, it will be 1 to 2 times per month, depending on the calendar, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say this month, the month of July, all right? So there are 2 sittings over here for MOD, right? July 1 and July 2 over there. So that is the first, what we call, difference between the regular sitting and MOD. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, the mode. For the regular sitting, yeah, definitely the test will be physical, face-to-face. Meaning to say that you have to go to the test center, you sit down, you answer the test, yeah. Speaking, it will be between you and your group members, and then for the reading, writing, and listening, it will be a pen and paper test, face-to-face. But for MOD, yeah, for some tests, you have the options of doing it online. Like for instance, the speaking, you may opt for online test for speaking. Should you choose the MOD over here, yeah? And then the other paper, you will have to do it face to face. Now, the significant difference between MUET and MOD is this one, the fee. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the fee. For the regular sitting, it will be 150 ringgit, yeah? Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia will charge you 150 ringgit. Okay, but for MOD, for MUET on demand, the fee will be RM 350. All right, a difference of 200. Why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's MOD, on demand. It is by request. So, of course, the fee will be a bit high. All right. And then, as you can see, the result. When will you obtain the result? For the MUET regular sitting, it will be between 2 months to 10 weeks. Yeah. Because the paper will be marked by the MUET examiner, all right, and then it will be calculated, it will be tabulated, all right, 10 weeks. But for MOD, ladies and gentlemen, since this is on demand, you will get the results in 2 weeks, in 14 days. 14 days, ladies and gentlemen. So that will be the big difference between MUET and MOD, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so these will be the two options, whether you want to go for MUET regular sitting or for MOD. Okay, so like I said before, you need to think, you need to plan, ladies and gentlemen, which one would you like to choose? Is it the regular sitting or the MOD, MUET on demand? All right, so far any question regarding MUET, MOD? No, yeah, so far? All right, that's good. Okay, now, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this one, MUET score and band. MUET score and band. All right, we have take a look at this briefly before. Now let's take a look at it in details. All right, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, for MUET, you will be given band, yeah, starting from 1 being the lowest, and 5 plus being the highest over here. All right, so why 5 plus, not 6? Because we try to follow the CIFR level over here, where it starts from A2 until C1 plus over there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so as you can see, band 1 until band 2.5, you will be a basic user. All right, basic user. So basic user can understand sentences and frequently use expression related to areas of most immediate relevance. Okay, meaning to say that you can understand simple things. You can communicate in simple and routine tasks requiring a simple and direct exchange of information. So for basic user, basically, yeah, these kind of users, they can listen to everyday conversation, all right, fairly easy. Plus, they also can communicate in simple and routine tasks. Things like good morning, how are you, right? Just those simple things, okay? Basic. However, ladies and gentlemen, for university students, you are not expected to be here at basic level, all right? You're expected to at least to be here at band 3 or up until band 4.5 over here, where you are an independent user. For independent user, ladies and gentlemen, you can understand more than the basic user. You can get engaged with complex text, right? Concrete topic, abstract topic. This is because, ladies and gentlemen, when you pursue your bachelor's degree program later, right, for many programs, you will deal with a lot of abstract topic. You will deal with a lot of types of text, like article from a journal, like essays, all right, like bulletin. So all of these things for basic user will be very hard for them to read, to comprehend, and later to communicate what they have gained from it. All right, but for independent user, you are expected to be able to deal with complex text, you will be able to understand it, you will be able to extract the main idea from it, and then later communicate it in terms of speaking as well as writing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so for you guys, Pusat Asasi students, you are expected to be at least over here, all right, independent user. But of course, I know some of you or many of you are here, all right, proficient user. Okay, for this one, proficient user, they can understand a wide range of demanding longer text, recognize implicit meaning. So you see, this type of user will be someone who can use English fairly easy, effectively in terms of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. This kind of user can deal with complex text. They can get the implied meaning, they can read between the lines, and they can communicate what they have gained from their reading, from their listening, well, in terms of writing or speaking. All right. So in previous years, there are students who achieve band 5 over here, all right, for MUET. So it is not impossible to get 5 or 5 plus over there, right, ladies and gentlemen. So these will be the score and band for MUET. Okay, once again, I would like to repeat that you are expected to be here starting from band 3, right, up until band 4.5. That one will be what we call the minimum of it. Yeah, hopefully none of you will be labeled over here as basic user. All right, because for basic user, you will have a hard time later to survive in academia. When you're doing your bachelor's degree program, you're expected to read, you are expected to communicate in English language. All right, so basic user, basically they will find it hard to survive in university. All right, so that one will be MUET score and band. All right, just a little bit of breakdown for each of the tests, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, first up, we go for the listening test. So for the listening test, ladies and gentlemen, basically what you will be doing is that you will be listening to a recording, right? Listening to a recording, and you try to answer the given questions. What you will listen to will be different type of text. Like for instance, over here, you will be, for part 1, you will be listening to dialogue. Part 2, you will be listening to monologue, another monologue, dialogue, and short dialogue over here. All right. So dialogue will be conversation between 2 or more people, and then monologue will be someone who's saying something like giving speech, right? A talk, right? And then the type of question that will be given to you will be the MCQ's question, yeah? Options, multiple choice question, all right? So 3 option, 5 option, 3 option, 3 option. So, ladies and gentlemen, your task in the listening test is to listen to the recording, right? Listen to it well, try to comprehend it, and then try to find the best answer for the given question. The total number of questions will be 30 for the listening test. All right. So basically, it's a traditional listening test. You listen to a recording, you answer the question. And of course, there will be different type of text that you will be listening to, right? Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, speaking test. My favorite. For the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, basically there are 2 tasks that you're going to do. Number 1, part 1, you will be doing individual presentation, whereby in part number 2, you are going to do group discussion. For the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, unlike the listening test, you are going to do it in groups of 4. Meaning to say that it's you and 3 other candidates. Who are the 3 other candidates? It can be anybody. All right, it can be your friend, it can be strangers, it can be anybody, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so any MUET candidate can be your group members for the speaking test. For the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, you're going to do individual presentation, where you will be given 2 minutes to prepare and then 2 minutes to present. Meaning to say that talking time will only be 2 minutes for part number 1. Each of you, all 4 of you, will be given 2 minutes to present. After that, part number 2, ladies and gentlemen, group discussion. For the group discussion, you need to do the discussion among your peers, your colleagues, your group members over there on a given topic. All right, you will be given 3 minutes to prepare and then 8 to 12 minutes to discuss. Okay, 8 to 12 minutes to discuss. So all together, 2 minutes of talking time. This one, we take the max 12 minutes of talking time, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the speaking test, right? You will do it in a group of 4. First, you do individual presentation. You present it to your group members. And then the second task, the second part of the test, you will be doing group discussion. So the 2 types of speaking, presentation and discussion. All right. So you must have the skill on how to do presentation as well as how to do group discussion, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, the writing test. For the writing test, like speaking test, we have 2 tasks altogether. Task number 1, you are expected to write a reply, letter, or email. All right. Stimulus, meaning to say the question over here. You will be given letter or email, and then you are expected to write a reply to it. Yeah. If you're given a letter, you need to write a reply letter. If you're given an email, you need to reply to it as well, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And after that, task number 2, what you are expected to do is you are expected to write an essay. You are expected to write an essay of at least 250 words. Okay. And there are 3 types of essay for MUET, for MUET. Those are discursive, argumentative, and problem solution. So ladies and gentlemen, before you go for your writing test, you are expected to learn how to write discursive essay, argumentative essay, and problem solution essay. So overall, for the writing test, you are expected to produce 2 types of writing. Number 1, a reply to a letter or email, and number 2, an essay. An essay. Right. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, the reading test. The total number of the reading test question will be 40. Basically, it will be a reading comprehension kind of test where you have part 1 until part number 7 over here. You are expected to read texts that have different text length. For instance, part number 1, all right, it will be around 100 to 150 words. And as you move towards part 2 up until part number 7 over here, the number of words will increase. As you can see over here, part 6 and 7, 2 texts of 700 to 900 words each. All right. And what kind of question will you be given? It will be MCQ question, a gap text over here, and then multiple matching question. Okay, so basically for the reading test, just like listening, yeah, you are expected to read the given text and then to answer the given question. Answer the given question. All right. MCQ question will be most of it. All right. A gap text over here. Even the gap text, you will have options. Yeah, they will give you a text and then there will be blanks, yeah, gapped, and then you need to choose the correct options over there. Okay, and even the multiple matching question also, you will be given options A, B, and C over there. All right, so basically that one will be the reading test. Reading test, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so far so good. Any question regarding MUET test? All is well, yeah, everyone? Okay, just a little bit more. The important thing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's talk about MUET at Pusat Asasi. Now, after looking at the MUET calendar, looking at MOD, all right, I would like to say to everyone, Pusat Asasi student, don't be panicked. This is because, ladies and gentlemen, Pusat Asasi will open a center for a special sitting for all Pusat Asasi students. For all Pusat Asasi students, only for you, especially for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. not for any other candidate, not for outside candidate, right? Only for you. Okay. The expected date for the MUET, yeah, would be it will be administered in November. So tentatively, it will be 23rd and 24th of November 2025 for the writing assessment. Writing means reading, listening, and reading. Those three, right? Writing, listening, reading. And then for the speaking assessment, it will either be on 25th, 27th, 29th of November 2025. All right. So these will be the dates, ladies and gentlemen. These will be the dates. Now, here's the thing about MUET at Pusat Asasi. It is advisable for Pusat Asasi student to take MUET here in Pusat Asasi for several reasons. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, it is easy to take the MUET here in Pusat Asasi because you are Pusat Asasi students. You will be here. Come November, you'll still be here, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, in terms of accommodation, in terms of transportation, it will be easy for you. You don't have to travel to a different center. Like for instance, over here in Dengkil, you need to travel to Putrajaya, you need to travel to Bangi, right? No. For MUET at Pusat Asasi, the center will be in Pusat Asasi. So it is really advisable for everyone to take it over here in Pusat Asasi. Number one. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, MUET at Pusat Asasi will be considered as a special sitting. Bahagian hal ehwal akademik, they have discussed with Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia to have this special sitting specially for the students of Pusat Asasi. So therefore, we are not this kind of MUET, this kind of sitting is not in the official MUET calendar. All right, so you don't have to be worried about the calendar. You don't have to worry about skipping classes later to deal with transportation, accommodation. All right, so most of the heavy lifting will be done by Pusat Asasi. Okay, what to do? Should you choose to do MUET at Pusat Asasi? This will be the flow chart. The details might not be here yet. It will be given to you when you come here, when the semester has started. But basically, this will be the flow. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, you will need to do the registration. How to do the registration? The registration will be done via your LCC lecturers. LCC means your English language code lecturers, all right? They will help you to collect your data like your name, your IC number, your address, all right? And then, all right, all of this data will be pulled and registered to MPM. Meaning to say that, ladies and gentlemen, if you plan to do your MUET in Pusat Asasi, you don't have to go to MPM's website and register it on your own. No. Registration will be done via your LCC lecturers. And for TESOL students, you don't have LCC codes, right? So the registration will be conducted by your TESOL lecturers. Yeah. For engineering students, science students, law students, you will have LCC codes. So therefore, your LCC lecturers will help you to do the registration. All right. Number one. Next will be the fee payment, ladies and gentlemen. Fee payment also will be done over here in Pusat Asasi. Most probably, you will be paying it to our bendahari first before our bendahari transfer the fee to Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. So don't go and do any payment on your own should you plan to do your MUET in Pusat Asasi. Don't go to any website, don't go to bank and do some payment. No, wait for further instruction. Yeah. And after that, once you are done with your registration and fee, you will do the test over here in Pusat Asasi. And then once you are done, the paper will be marked by Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia, and then you will be issued a certificate. All right, you will be issued a certificate. So everything is done in Pusat Asasi. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind everyone, should you choose to do MUET at Pusat Asasi, please wait for further information, especially from bahagian hal ehwal academic. All right, don't be panic, don't listen to your friend from a different institution saying that kena register, perlu register and whatnot. No, relax a little bit. If your plan is to do it at Pusat Asasi, all right, you will be doing it everything in Pusat Asasi from registration until the receiving of the certificate over there. All right, so once the detail is out, it will be shared to the students with students. Yeah, only then you know what to do. All right, and the person in charge for each of the classes would be your LCC lecturers. Sekejap ya, is there any question? Ada yang bertanya, MUET ada buat dekat Asasi ke? Ya, ada. Ada buat di Asasi. Like I said before, it will be planned in November. Meaning every Pusat Asasi student will sit for MUET at Pusat Asasi, right? Every Pusat Asasi student will sit for MUET at Pusat Asasi. Like I said before, it is advisable for every students of Pusat Asasi UITM to do it here in Pusat Asasi. It's not compulsory because number one, MUET is only for those who plan to further their studies at bachelor's degree program in Malaysian University. So if your plan is to maybe go abroad, or if your plan is just to stop at Asasi, once you're done with Asasi, you don't want to go for a bachelor's degree, you don't have to take MUET, number one. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, should you have different arrangement, for instance, you take a look at November. Oh, November I will not be here in Pusat Asasi because this one is after the final examination, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if you have other plan, you're going somewhere, for instance, you cannot take it in November, then you need to think of other option, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I would like to emphasize that it is advisable, not compulsory. Bukan wajib, ya, tapi digalak, sangat-sangat digalakkan, right? Because it will be easier for you. It is in Pusat Asasi. You are a student of Pusat Asasi. The venue is here, so you don't have to think about accommodation. You don't have to think about transportation. All right. So I hope you are clear with it, right? So this one will be the flow chart from registration up until the receiving of the certificate. Everything will be done over here in Pusat Asasi UITM. I'm talking about our Pusat Asasi, yeah, not any other Pusat Asasi. So don't go and tell your friends from different foundation center that they have to do it at their center. That one will be they are on their own. For you guys, especially for you guys in Pusat Asasi UITM, our MUET, yeah, will be scheduled over here in November, and it is really advisable for you to take it this time around. Another reason is that, ladies and gentlemen, should you choose not to do it this coming November, and then you would like to go for next year when you are in semester 2, it is afraid that it will be too late for you, right? Because to go for your bachelor's degree program, to apply for it even, you need to have the certificate ready. All right, if I can backtrack a little bit, let's see this one. So usually sesi 1 will end in April over here. All right, and then like I said before, it will take about 2 months for you to get the result, the certification, isn't it? Yeah, so April, May, June, so it's already the end of semester 2 next year. So at that time it might be a bit late for you to get the certificate and to apply for your bachelor's degree program. So there are cases where students, they don't have the MUET certificate, and then they have to sit out for 1 semester, right? They will be a bit late to enter the bachelor's degree program. So my advice is for Pusat Asasi students to sit down for MUET over here in Pusat Asasi in November, ladies and gentlemen.
Dr. Izzat.
Yeah.
Dr. Izzat, ada yang banyak bertanya dekat sini, boleh ke repeat MUET dekat Pusat Asasi?
Repeat MUET dekat Pusat Asasi. Basically, to repeat MUET, let's say you have sit down for MUET before and then you are not satisfied with the band, yeah, you can resit for MUET once again, no problem. You can edit it take it in here in Pusat Asasi, you can you can choose MOD or you can choose any other center.
Okay.
Oh,
Semua ni nampaknya macam berpuas hati je
can
finally
we
answer.
repeat MUET at Pusat Asasi? The question, adakah maksudnya awak dah ambil November ni, awak tak berpuas hati, awak nak repeat lagi di Pusat Asasi? Kalau keadaannya macam tu, tidak, sebab MUET hanya dibuat bulan November hujung tahun ini dan sertifikat akan keluar mungkin bulan Januari, so semasa awak semester 2 dan awal tahun hadapan, Pusat Asasi tidak akan menganjurkan lagi MUET di Pusat Asasi. Sekiranya awak ambil MUET bulan November di Pusat Asasi dan awak tak berpuas hati dengan keputusan, awak nak repeat MUET, awak perlu buat di pusat lain lah. Di pusat yang lain lah, awak kena berdaftar sebagai calon persendirian. Kerana di Pusat Asasi kita hanya membuka pusat pada hujung tahun saja, kohort yang besar. Semester 1 kohort yang besar.
Ya, sebab diorang kat sini setahun je kan, Doktor?
Betul, setahun saja.
So next
Remember,
November
students,
korang dah tak ada dekat sini dah. Tak boleh
betul,
repeat
November
dekat
tahun
Asasi.
depan you guys dah tamat pengajian lah di Pusat Asasi. Tiada lagi di sini. So hanya November ini sahajalah for your chance to do it in Pusat Asasi. If you fail to meet the grade, katakan awak perlu dapat band 4, awak dapat band 3, you nak repeat lagi, then you have to register it somewhere else di Pusat Asasi, di Pusat MUET yang lain lah sebagai calon persendirian, bukan di Pusat Asasi lagi.
Doktor, kalau repeat selalunya kena bayar berapa untuk MUET?
Ikut sesi lah, Kalau regular sitting masih 150, kalau MOD 350. Ikut
Alright.
sesi.
Korang ada lagi tak soalan apa-apa nak tanya? Boleh naikkan komen dekat bawah
Yang ini.
Kalau nak masuk IPTA kena MUET tak? Silap.
Masuk IPTA, kalau untuk sambung ijazah sarjana muda perlu di Malaysia.
Wajib kan kalau nak sambung degree memang kena ada MUET.
Betul.
MUET, ada yang tanya MUET untuk SEM 1 je ke? Bukan. Dia syarat kan, Doktor? Memang kena ambil.
Ya, memang kena ambil.
Syarat bergraduasi.
MUET tidak free. Ada soalan mengenai ini. MUET masih perlu berbayar lah mengikut untuk Pusat Asasi, detailnya akan diberitahu kemudian lah. Sebab kita dikira sebagai special sitting oleh Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. Lupa saya katakan, MUET di Pusat Asasi ni harganya mungkin ada sedikit pertambahan lah sebab kita ada special sitting. Tetapi takkanlah tinggi sehingga 350. Tidaklah tinggi sehingga 350.
Okey, Doktor, rasanya setakat tu sajalah. Terima kasih banyak-banyak Dr. Izzat atas penerangan ini.
Baik,
dan terima kasih juga kerana sudi luangkan masa bersama kita pada hari ini. Mohon perhatian kepada semua pelajar untuk join grup Telegram yang telah disediakan. Semua info penting dan perkembangan terkini akan dikongsi dalam grup tersebut. Pastikan sentiasa semak grup Telegram yang itu supaya anda tidak terlepas apa-apa info, terutama tarikh-tarikh penting seperti pendaftaran, ujian dan juga aktiviti kampus. Juga info penting mengenai taklimat dan perkara lain sebelum ini yang mungkin ada terlepas pandang, jangan risau. Boleh rujuk semula di Padlet Pusat Asasi, Google je Padlet, PADLET, HEP Asasi UiTM. Dan jangan lupa scan QR code untuk link kehadiran nanti. Boleh juga guna email UiTM dan email anda. Akhir kata, semoga taklimat yang dikongsikan bermanfaat dan membantu anda melalui perjalanan sebagai pelajar asasi di UiTM. Sekiranya ada sebarang kesulitan, jangan segan, datang je berjumpa kami. InsyaAllah kita akan bantu sedaya upaya. Semoga keberkatan dan kejayaan sentiasa mengiringi setiap usaha anda. Link grup Telegram ada dalam Padlet HEP Asasi UiTM. Awak Google je kat situ. Okay, so saya tutup majlis ini dengan tasbih kifarah dan surah Al-As. Sekian wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jumpa anda di Pusat Asasi nanti.